Alright, so for this mini lesson, we're going to open up a new ActionScript 3 and let's make it 800 by 600. Easiest way to do that is just to type right here and then hit tab so it jumps over there. And for our frames per second, we could leave it 24, I suppose. Either that or 30. There might be, yeah, we'll leave it like that. So this is going to be, I like to call this assignment stickMan, just basically drawing a stickman and having him walk across the screen. So I'm going to hold shift while I pull a circle. If you don't hold shift, you can end up with an oval, which in this case I don't want. So hold shift, and you'll notice that the line is thicker probably than what yours may have, and that's because at some point I changed it over here. If I change it to 1 and hit enter, it goes back to thin. But for this assignment, you really want a nice thick line so you can actually see the character's features. And the features are not complex, they're just lines. So since they are just lines, we need to make them clearly visible. So I'm going to grab onto the ends there. There's a lot to small details to notice. When I mouse over the middle, it gives you that little curve symbol. When I mouse over the end, it gives you the corner. That means that you've got the end of this segment. If you mouse over the middle, it's going to bend it. And once you bend it, I don't happen to know a way to make it stop being bendy, because now you see maybe there's something, a way to do it, but I don't know. And so I would have to basically, since I demonstrated that, I got to start over, and now it'll be straight again until I bend it. So we've got one frame here, and we don't want him to start walking right away. So let's go out here and make our next keyframe at about 55 frames or whatever, and then we'll hit insert keyframe, and let's move him over a little bit. And it really helps judge the distance if you use onion skin. So now you can see how far. The onion skin basically gives you a faint impression of its previous position. So what you want to do in this case, I'm really not going to make the arm swing. I'm going to only concentrate on the legs, so I can just zoom in. And what I want to do is make this leg stay in the same position. This one, the back one, we want to have move. So now that I've created a new keyframe, everything's selected, and I can move them with the arrow keys. And then once I get in about an equal distance, I'll click off, and I'll move this so that it stays in place. And then this one, I'm going to have it change position. And then we'll just keep doing the same process. And obviously if we make the same spacing per frame, then the character will look like they're moving at a constant speed. If we don't, then we'll get either acceleration or deceleration, and in some cases you might actually want that. So I'm just using arrow key. And there's a keyboard shortcut on the Windows machine. I wonder, F6 is supposed to make this work, but for some reason on the Apple computer it's not doing that. I'm having to do it with the mouse, which I find inefficient, and I really want to find a way to make that work, but so far I haven't. So it's kind of tedious and repetitive, but if you take your time, you can get good results. That's what I recommend you do. We're just going to animate this character walking across the screen. At this point, it's probably a good idea to make the other foot touch down so that it can now become the pivoting point. So we will make the lead foot stay in place and the back foot look like it's moving. Right click, insert keyframe, and this method is what you would appropriately call frame by frame animation, because we're basically kind of like the old days of animation where you're on paper. We're just basically going like page by page, photo by photo, making small changes so that it looks like motion, smooth motion. And it is handy to know that the comma and period buttons give you access control of the timeline. You might want to turn off onion skin momentarily so you can see how it looks. And if you hit Command Enter, you get to see what it looks like. So that's a couple of steps. You just imagine if we were animating, I'm just animating the feet, and some of your patients will probably be tried. Can you imagine if you were doing a complete animated film where there's more than just these legs moving, and the characters are more complex than just stick figures? It would take a lot of time and patience and technique to make it efficient enough to be worth your while. So that's all I'm going to show. Well, actually, I should show some more things. Like at some point we could do, let's insert a keyframe, and we could do things like rotating. If we wanted this guy to do a flip or something, we could use this tool, free transform. And the middle point is the pivot point. Let's turn onion skin back on. So if I wanted to pivot this guy, make him look like he's going to do a flip, I would position it so that foot still doesn't look like it's moving. And then I would do it again. Some more. Arrow key him over. Right click. Insert frame. Let's rotate him. And now it's probably good to make it look like his foot's leaving the ground. Insert frame. Let's rotate him. Probably should have him leaving the ground a little bit. In fact, we should probably go back and lift him up a little bit. Maybe lift this other one up a little bit. I'm doing all that just with the arrow keys. And if I get impatient, so you can see now the spacing is increasing. It's just because I'm getting impatient a little. And so on. Let's see what that looks like. Also, not really the major point of this stickMan, let's call it stickMan, but I would like to show you the power of using layers, because now, can you imagine if you suddenly realized that you wanted to have a background, like some ground? Can you imagine the regret you would experience if you suddenly thought, oh, I didn't put that, I should have put that in every frame? Or even like a smile on the guy's face. If you had started out with a smile on the guy's face, then as you created these keyframes, they would replicate themselves. But now, if you were to try to retroactively put an expression on the guy's face, then you'd have to do it for every keyframe. And right now, we've only got, I don't know, 20 keyframes, 15 or something. It wouldn't be that bad, but still, it would be a real hassle. So there are ways to solve, or actually the point is still valid that if you have a plan in advance, you're still better off. But there are ways to, often ways to retroactively fix it in an easy way. As far as the background, what I would do is I would make a separate layer and put the stickMan above it. That way he looks like he's in front of it. And then I would just make some ground and change the color, something brownish. And maybe change, you hold down Command, it will let you create corners. And then it might be nice to go to the color palette and select linear gradient. And we'll go here, we'll double click this endpoint and say we want brown. And then you can go over here to the gradient transform tool. I got that by holding down for a moment and grabbing that. Now let's go like this, and let's go like that. And then let's bring this up so that the effect is more subtle. Actually, that's not as good. I don't like to see that hard line color change there. So I'm going to bring this up like this. And so now we've got some ground.